Welcome back to Celebrity Scandals and Controversies, the channel that dives deep into the jaw-dropping world of fame, fortune, and...
Sean Diddy Combs isn't the only celebrity serving time. From fashion designers to a billion-dollar crypto bro, plenty of big stars have been locked up in 2024. Morgan Wallen may be one of the biggest country musicians in the world, but his huge success hasn't come without controversy. In 2021, Wallen got into a bit of a scrape when TMZ obtained video footage of the singer using a racist slur while intoxicated.
I think I was just ignorant about it.
Then in 2024, Wallen was involved in another drunken incident when he was arrested for allegedly throwing a chair off a 6-story rooftop bar. Wallen was booked into a Nashville jail, but he was quickly released on $15,000 bail. He faces 1 charge of disorderly conduct and 3 charges of reckless endangerment, with a maximum sentence of 6 years in prison. Life and Style spoke to sources familiar with the case who stated that Wallen's lawyers fear jail time. While the worst-case scenario doesn't seem particularly likely, Life and Style states that Wallen will probably face 30 to 60 days in prison. Travis Scott is one of hip-hop's most notable talents, yet his career has been marked by numerous controversies. Scott's biggest public disaster came in 2021 when a stampede at his Astroworld festival led to 10 deaths and hundreds of injuries.
And it was really, really bad.
A Texas grand jury refused to indict Scott on the related charges. However, Scott still finds himself in hot water from time to time. Scott briefly reported to jail twice in 2024. The first incident occurred in Florida. The rapper was booked into a Miami-Dade County jail on charges of disorderly intoxication and trespassing after allegedly shouting at marina occupants. He was asked to leave, but later returned to the location and had to be escorted away by the police. 3 months later, Scott entered a Paris jail after an alleged altercation with his own bodyguard and a hotel security guard. A source told People magazine that the rapper was frustrated after days of being hounded by paparazzi and blamed his security team for failing to intervene. In 2024, Sean Combs found himself at the center of an avalanche of sexual assault and human trafficking allegations, culminating with his arrest in September of that year.
The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims.
The hip-hop mogul was held on charges of sex trafficking by force, transportation to engage in prostitution, and racketeering conspiracy. The judge denied bail twice, keeping him behind bars. With his trial date set for May 5, 2025, Combs will likely spend the next several months in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, where he could face a sentence of 15 years to life if convicted. He has pleaded not guilty to all charges.
He believes he's innocent. I believe he's innocent.
Sam Bankman-Fried became a billionaire through the apparent success of his crypto trading company FTX. However, everything started to fall apart when he was arrested on several fraud charges in 2022, and things only went downhill from there. In March 2024, Bankman-Fried was convicted on multiple charges, including wire fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering. He received a 25-year prison sentence and owes over $11 billion for his crimes.
Honestly, if I look back on myself, I think I got a little cocky.
Peter Nygard is a successful businessman who was a big deal in the Canadian fashion world. Only a decade ago, his company, Nygard International, was the largest producer of women's clothing in Canada. His clothing empire crumbled in 2020, however, when the FBI raided Nygard's New York City office as part of a sex trafficking investigation. Nygard initially entered federal custody in Canada in 2020, after the FBI investigation led to multiple charges of sexual assault and human trafficking. His trial concluded in 2023, resulting in an 11-year sentence for 4 sexual assaults. Nygard will face another set of sexual assault charges in Montreal in 2025. If the 83-year-old Nygard makes it through that, he's set to be extradited to the United States to face what could be a dozen more cases of similar crimes. Blueface is a rapper who's best known for his 2018 track Tatiana. The song was his first entry into Billboard magazine's Hot 100, but it gradually climbed the charts after successful remixes by YG and Cardi B. Unfortunately, Blueface's music career abruptly stopped as his legal issues caught up with him. In 2021, Blueface received a probation sentence after assaulting a security guard at a club in California. Then in 2024, the rapper received a 4-year prison sentence for violating that probation, reportedly due to possession of drug paraphernalia. However, there were other unresolved legal matters the rapper faced at the time of his 2024 arrest. In 2022, he was arrested in connection with the Las Vegas shooting, but received only a 3-year probation sentence. It remains unclear how that case could be affected by his new stint in prison. YoungBoy Never Broke Again, often abbreviated as NBA YoungBoy, is a celebrated rapper who became only the second hip-hop artist to release 3 #1 albums in 1 year, in 2020. But despite this success, the rapper also has a long history of legal troubles. In April 2024, NBA YoungBoy was booked into a jail in Utah. He faces over 60 felony counts for allegedly running a prescription fraud operation to acquire drugs. Then in September, the rapper pleaded guilty to unrelated gun possession charges. As part of his plea agreement, he'll serve up to 27 months behind bars and a 5-year probation period immediately thereafter. Steve Bannon is one of the most influential figures in American politics, having served as chief executive officer of Donald Trump's 2016 presidential campaign and briefly as a political strategist in the Trump White House. In July 2024, however, Bannon surrendered to the Federal Correctional Institution in Danbury, Connecticut. He ultimately served a 4-month sentence on 2 counts of contempt of Congress after defying a subpoena related to the January 6 Capitol riot and Trump's efforts to hide documents. He was released from prison on October 29, 2024.
Very interesting experience. I cherished the experience.
But even though he's no longer in prison, Bannon's legal troubles may not be over. In December 2024, he will face a fraud trial related to his work with the nonprofit We Build the Wall group, which allegedly conned donors. Trump pardoned Bannon of those offenses on his last day in office, but that only absolved his federal charges. Bannon could face far more jail time in 2025. Ali Abulaban was a successful TikTok content creator with more than 900,000 followers. His comedic material primarily focused on impressions of characters like Tony Montana in various absurd situations. Some of his sketches included his wife, Anna Maria Abulaban. In 2021, the couple's relationship deteriorated to the point of estrangement, leading Abulaban to install a listening device on his child's tablet to overhear his wife's activities. When he believed he overheard his partner with another man, Abulaban broke into her apartment and killed his ex and her alleged lover. Abulaban was slapped with 2 murder charges and confessed at trial a few months later. In September 2024, he received 2 consecutive life sentences. Sean Kingston exploded onto the music scene in 2007 when his first single, Beautiful Girls, hit #1 on the Billboard charts. He parlayed that success into 4 studio albums, with his most popular songs receiving millions of listeners on various streaming services. In May 2024, however, Kingston was arrested on several fraud charges. He spent at least 3 days behind bars in a Broward County jail before posting bail. Kingston shares his criminal charges with his mother, who allegedly joined him in a scheme to defraud several retailers and make off with more than $1 million in cars, jewelry, and other items.
She's complicit in it. She knows what's going on.
If convicted, Kingston could face 20 years in prison. Nancy Gonzalez has been one of the fashion world's most prominent handbag designers since the 2000s. Several celebrities, including Eva Longoria, have owned her handbags, but her creations come with a dark history. In 2022, Gonzalez was arrested in her native Colombia and extradited to California. She was charged with masterminding a complex conspiracy to illegally smuggle crocodile skin handbags into the United States, evading the import authorizations that protect endangered species. She received an 18-month prison sentence in April 2024. If you or anyone you know has been a victim of sexual assault, help is available. Visit the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network website or contact RAIN's National Helpline at 1-800-656-HOPE 4673.